Yo, what's going on? Warriors, samurais, legends, and I guess Pokemon trainers. How you doing? Welcome back to the dojo. Today, we're going to be ranking all the Pokemon generations, so I'm very excited to be doing this. I've never really sat down and actually ranked them from 1 to 8, just on what my favorite generations are. Oh, man. I know what my favorite is going to be already. I know a lot of people know what my favorite is going to be. And I know a lot of people know what my least favorite is. So everything in between, that's gonna be the fun part. This list was so difficult to do because Pokemon really legit holds a special place with me. It got me out of so many tough mental spaces. Y'all have no idea. It just, I don't know, whenever I think about Pokemon and just the vibe that it puts me in, it's so chill and mellow. I love it. It's so relaxing. It just brings a brother peace and happiness. Ah, yes. Mama Sensei made a brother read 100 pages of a book. If I completed it, she said, all right, I'll get you a Pokemon Yellow version. Listen, a brother never read a book so fast in his goddamn life. Hey, for all the parents out there, incentives for education works, all right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get into this list, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to show you guys how I have this listing, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think and what your lists are. Let's get it, man. Let's do it. Hey, hold your horses, man. Before we get started, you know, say it with a brother. We gotta get the dojo well lit. When I think of Pokemon, I think of just good times, perseverance, strategy, just good vibes. I can't even remember how many Pokemon we're at now. It's like, are we over 900 now? Oh man. So the way I'm ranking it is 1 to 8, 1 being the highest, 8 being the lowest. So if you're at 8, I don't got no love for you, bruh. I'm gonna definitely do more Pokemon rankings in the future. It's just like, this might be the most difficult just because there's so many things to factor in. I'm talking moveset, looks, and certain generations, they just hold certain values with me. For example, do you know how difficult it's gonna be to rank generation 1 low? Like, come on, like you can't. Okay, so ranking number 1 on this list has to be generation 2, like without a doubt. Here's why. I don't think a lot of people even really understand how many things generation 2 like really introduced. There could be some things missing that I'm not remembering. I may not remember every single thing, but there's a lot and it really resonates with me. Yeah, no, besides the fact that, you know, my favorite Pokemon of all times in generation 2, you feel me? The biggest things to me, number 1, for the fact that it had 2 regions, Johto and Kanto. 16 badges. 16 badges. The post-game content was fire. Like literally after you finished beating the game, there was more to do. Like you had a whole nother region to do it again. It was what? And can we talk about the rival? I knew it was on and popping when we saw that brother looking inside the Pokemon lab and you went to see what's up with him and he like pushes you out the way. I'm like, yo, yeah, this is on a different type of time. Generation 2 have fire legendaries, like fire classic legendaries. Also, I believe Crystal version was the first version to introduce moving sprites. Come on, man. They brought back Team Rocket and even introduced roaming legendaries. Roaming. I remember being a kid being so frustrated at trying to catch Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. It was the most frustrating experience ever. Remember that feeling of entering the grass and you randomly encounter Suicune and you're like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And it just takes off running. You then go in your Pokedex and you're looking for this damn Suicune all over the map. You see he's near a city, you fly to that city. As soon as you fly to that city, this brother Suicune's on the other side of the goddamn map. And you're like, oh my God, how do I catch Suicune? And not to mention, it introduces Red, the legendary trainer. Oh my God, the feeling of, and I want to say it was Mount Silver, of walking into this cave and you're traveling, and you get to the end and you see just this trainer randomly there. You talk to him and he doesn't say a word, just all dots. And you're like, who the hell is this guy? You fight him and he has like 85 everything. It's like, what? Okay, next on this list is generation 3. Many of you guys may not think this is a big deal, but I'm sorry. The introduction of a mother and a father, come on, man. That was big. We went years without having a pops, man. Come on. And he's a gym leader. Gen 3 added 135 new Pokemon, 103 new moves, introduced double battling, put us on to 76 new abilities, and 7 new Pokeballs. The designs of the Pokemon in Generation 3 are so good, especially the legendaries like, yo, Deoxys. Also, and I know so many people are a fan of this damn Pokemon, Blaziken. Even though I'm sick of seeing Blaziken, super sick design. So number 2 on this list, Generation 3. All right, number 3 on this list, Generation 4. Now, out of all the generations, Generation 4 was the only one I never got to really play through. If I did, it'll probably be higher up on this list. I know a lot of people hold Generation 4 up to a high standard. A lot of people have a lot of love for Generation 4. And many people are also wanting a Generation 4 remake, so we'll see if that comes into fruition. But that being said, Generation 4 was still epic. I'm not super duper familiar with the story of Generation 4, but I do know it introduced a lot of new things. Things like 107 new Pokemon, 113 new moves, 47 new abilities. I also feel like this was like the beginning of like competitive battling, and I mean like competitive, like sweaty. And for its time, it was very visually impressive. I feel like what attracts us to Generation 4 are the Pokemon, man. The Pokemon. This might be the only generation where I love all 3 starters. I'm admittedly not too crazy about Palkia and Dialga, but everybody else is fire to me, like Giratina, Heatran. Gen 4 has some epic designs, man. Some real good stuff. I'm impressed. If I had played it originally, it could have been my favorite of all time, possibly. It's really that good. And I just keep hearing over and over that the story is truly memorable. So I definitely have to get around to playing it. Next up on this list, coming in at number 4, Generation 1. I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. Yeah. Listen, the impact that Generation 1 has had just on the world, I don't even know how you can equate it to anything. Who doesn't know Pikachu? Like, think about it. Seriously. Classic Pokemon. Team Rocket, just everything. I'm having nostalgia flashes right now because, I mean, the impact that Generation 1 has made on me is just so immense. But I'm not gonna be too taken back by Gen 1 because they do got some things and I'm just like, didn't age too well. The designs were cool. Obviously, it set the template for the new meta for Pokemon moving forward. So gotta respect it. There are definitely some designs that I'm not too crazy about. All in all, you have to pay your respects to Generation 1 for sure. Coming in at number 5, Generation 6. I appreciate Generation 6 for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason is the introduction of the fairy type. Let's be honest, bro. Before Generation 6, dragons were whooping our ass. It is what it is. They were. Whatever. But fairies coming through as something else to take out dragons really meant a lot to a brother. Trust me, because Dragonite, Generation 6 added 72 new Pokemon, 62 moves, 27 new abilities, and the introduction of the Mega Evolution. I remember the first time seeing the Mega Evolution, and I was saying like, whatever. And then once I used the mechanic though, I was like, damn, okay, I like this. It had the super training, it had horde mode, it had a bunch of stuff. Also the actual sprites, like it introduced like the 3D modeling system. Yeah, Gen 6 was fire. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. Here's why it's so low on the list though. The Pokemon it introduced, the starter designs, not feeling it. We all know Greninja's fire. I love Greninja, but them starters, they could go. Legendaries, they were okay. Xerneas was fire, but okay, now we're getting to the bottom 3, and these 3 I really don't have too much love for. There are things I appreciate, but there are things that could definitely be improved. Coming in at number 6 on this list is Generation 8. Pokemon Sword and Shield is not a bad game. Upon release, I remember a lot of people complaining about it. The main gripe I was seeing was that every Pokemon wasn't in it. Do y'all really care about every single last Pokemon? Let's be honest. Come on. I'll wait. Go ahead. Think about it amongst yourselves. Got an answer yet? Didn't think so. So I was a little confused about what that complaint was, but I do understand if your favorite Pokemon or some of your favorite Pokemon are not in the game. That makes sense. I understand that. Me personally, I was never really a gotta catch 'em all guy. I was more of a give me the Pokemon that I love so I can train them up and get into competitive battling. Generation 8 introduced 81 new Pokemon, 80 new moves, and 29 new abilities. The Galar region was cool, but I'm not a huge fan of like the Dynamaxing and the Gigamax. I'm not a fan of that. The concept's okay, but I could do without it. I'd rather Mega Evolutions. Team Yell was okay. Just some of the new things that they introduced to the game, I'm just not a fan of. I appreciate the effort, but I could do without it. Ironically, at number 7 is Generation 7. Actually, the Pokemon introduced in Generation 8 were pretty good. I like the designs. It's not low on this list because of designs. It's more of the features that were put in. That's what I'm not really crazy about. Generation 7 introduced 81 new Pokemon, 80 new moves, and 41 new abilities. All right, so I'm gonna cut to the chase. Generation 7, not a fan, bro. The Pokemon designs, I was okay with them getting rid of gyms for a gen. That was okay with me. Switch it up a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like they introduced a lot of like forms. There was like 6 Pikachu forms, 4 Zygarde forms. It was just a lot to keep up with. Team Skull had a fire theme. I did like Team Skull's theme song, but really the game didn't really introduce anything new. Only thing that I missed from Generation 7 that I can remember is like the Battle Royals. That was cool. Everything else, whew, okay. Dead last on this list. Sorry. Somebody had to be here. Generation 5. Okay, so when I tell you all the things that Generation 5 is introduced, you're probably going to be like, yo, CJ, you're tripping. Just hold on, all right? So they added 156 new Pokemon, and I think that might be the most of any generation. 92 new moves and 41 new abilities. Introduction of triple battles and the rotation battles. It had the Wonder Launcher. It introduced seasons. It had like darker shaded grass, which can spawn multi-battles, and the constant movements of sprites. Now be aware that I've never actually played Pokemon Black and White 2. I've only played through 1. From what I hear, Pokemon Black and White 2 is way better, especially the post-game content. Here is my issue with this game. Although it added 156 new Pokemon, I strongly dislike them. The starters for Gen 5 have to be the worst. I don't like them whatsoever. That is the key element for me right there. You can't have trash Pokemon models. Do I really have to go through this list? All right, y'all, let's really take a look at this list. Seriously, a lot of these models are so doofy. Look at this. What is this? What is this? If you're a big fan of Generation 5 and that's like in your top 3, I might have to get you tested for drugs. If Generation 5 is in your top 3 of all time, I have to get you tested for drugs. I'm talking cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, Adderall, purple sex, Molly, everything in the book. There is no way that this generation is in your top 3. We got an ice cream oh my goodness. Now, is every single model bad? No. You know, you got your Haxorus, you got your Landorus. I see my guy Keldeo. There's a few models, but really think about it. Out of the 156 Pokemon that they've added, how many are actually fire though? And of course, this list is based on opinion and it's subjective. That being said, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube. I'm going to have a lot more content coming. I'm really enjoying myself. My brother is working. Also, let me know what your list is from 1 to 8. I'm curious as to what the mental process is for how you guys approach ranking these. My brother got some more things on the way, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging with a brother. See you later, Dojo. Peace.